Thinking back to phase one, with woolen mallets and the bass drums. Early hours in the drive-thru, playing early diving night jewel. We found ourselves in stage 3, observing murals dotting Lake Street. With every story comes a stalemate. When you've been living in a failed state, the night gets cold, but there's smoke in the clouds. I'm having trouble sleeping and it's stressing me out. The words may fall short of something profound, but every time I'm with you, I'm just glad you're around. Out is out. Laid out in programmatic sets of 3, we keep the time and music sets the scene. What's after the dream? My point of reference is the northern sky. Sometimes the synthesizer makes me cry. We'll dance for a while. I guess you caught me in a dark mood, which is to say I'm missing part 2. I'm always hoping life will start soon. No one else can make my heart swoon like you do. The night gets cold, but there's smoke in the clouds. I'm having trouble sleeping and it's stressing me out. The words may fall short of something profound, but every time I'm with you, I'm just glad you're around. When the night got cold, there was smoke in the clouds. Then you came and found me when the world let me down. The words may fall short of something profound, but every time I'm with you, I'm just glad you're around. How's this sound?
Hey, think about our better days. Think about you, those baby blue shades. That's when you told me you hoped that the old me might show up. I overreact. Hey, think about walking away. Think about all of the ways I've changed. That's when you told me you hoped that the old me might show up. He's not coming back. Oh, I can see the moon from my kitchen, but I cannot see through this decision. I close my eyes and cross the line. Now I'm breaking out. Yeah, you brought me down. Now I'm breaking out. I'm breaking out. Hey, breaking out to better days. Buy myself a pair of baby blue shades. Go on, forget me. I wish that you let me. You text me, I'm not writing back. I miss how you hold me. Each kiss feels so lonely, but I know I'm on the right track. Oh, I can see the moon from my kitchen, but I cannot see through this decision. I close my eyes and cross the line. Now I'm breaking out. Yeah, you brought me down. Oh, I can see my world in transition, and I can see the light I've been missing. I close my eyes and cross the line. Now I'm breaking out. Yeah, you brought me down. Now I'm breaking out. I'm breaking out. I'm breaking out. I'm breaking out. I miss how you hold me. Each kiss feels so lonely, but I know I'm on the right track. That's when you told me you hope that the old me might show up. He's not coming back. He's not coming back. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. Oh, I can see my world in transition, and I can see the light I've been missing. Close my eyes and cross the line. Now I'm breaking out. Yeah, you brought me down. Now I'm breaking out. I'm breaking out. I'm breaking out. I'm breaking out. Can't break me down. I'm breaking out. Can't break me down. I'm breaking out.
Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. Just leave me for somebody else. Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. Just leave me for somebody else. Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. Just leave me for somebody else. Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. Just leave me for somebody else. Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. She doesn't need nobody else. Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. She doesn't need nobody else. What's your name? Let me out, please. You know I love you, you're my dime piece. Don't stop, baby, don't release. For my enemies, you know, reading, I'll be sitting on the ground now. As I'm dying, I'll be thinking about your face now. When I can't remember all the days now. All the days that we've been trying to forget about. How control yourself, control yourself. I can tell that you don't love nobody but yourself. So please don't put me on a show. I can love you, I can help you feel the way you felt. I think you wrong and you think you right about these letters that you sent into his house tonight. You never get me, but I understand, I think it's fine. I lost your number and I don't expect you hitting mine. Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. Just
to cover me. I worked the late shift. Drive through Georgia, 19 hours on a vacation. I ain't never left the state, man, I've been waiting. And that pretty boy still hit me up on strange occasions. We was kids and we was younger. I stopped to wonder, I'm naive, but I remember. Raindrop December, I've been wondering if you'd call me. Move like tsunamis, I'm with strangers in this lobby. Like kamikaze, I ain't really know you was freaky though. I sound like Cheerios, and you got a little Vimeo. What's the password? You just froze. Don't you got enough material? Say you gotta go find more notes, and I told you just leave me alone. Yeah, I told you just leave me alone. Yeah, it really don't feel good, does it? I'll shove it. You don't ever say my bad. You nothing. You're nothing. Told me that I wasn't worth shit. You bugging, you bugging. If you wasn't so selfish, you love it, you love it. I'm still driving all alone, it's automatic. My eyes are tired, I'm driving slow, no sign of traffic. I pull over, go to sleep, listen to classic. Think of you and you and me, cause I'm an addict. We was kids and we was younger. I stopped to wonder, I'm naive, but I remember. Raindrop December, I've been wondering if you'd call me. Move like tsunamis, I'm with strangers in this lobby. Like kamikaze, fuck you boy. I'ma leave this state and never come back. I'ma never come back to you again. I'ma bring you down. Yeah, it really don't feel good, does it? I'll shove it. You don't ever say my bad. You nothing, you nothing. Told me that I wasn't worth shit. You bugging, you bugging. If you wasn't so selfish, you love it, you love it.
Hi, to start off this broadcast, we do have a prepared statement from our lawyer. We here at the Weekly Recruit have seen the news earlier today about one of our hosts, Noah. We knew this result was a possibility and could happen. We want to address any comments and concerns in this stream. That being said, right now, Noah is appealing this decision, and as we await the outcome of this appeal, Noah will remain on the show. The only questions we will not be answering tonight is about the contents of the ticket Noah has put in today, and the ticket that was his rest of the season ban. That being said, we're gonna put some opinions, ask for questions on what's you guys think. Milk?
My opinion? My opinion is I have no opinion.
The
I
way
am in a neutral party.
the way I look at this is if the ban stays and that they have enough evidence to uphold that ban, that's very shitty. I feel like very much like Dave Chappelle in this situation of he didn't do it, but if he did do it, I mean, come on,
Shit.
that's my boy. I love Noah, but you
Nah,
can't be throwing combines if he threw, and that feels like a very
the way
serious.
that I would put it is, I actually just have no info. That's like I don't.
Like most of us, we don't have any real info, and Noah is going to be here. He isn't here at this moment. I know he's sitting in the stream, but he is not going to be here for a moment. We are going to open up some questions. Allow that. I don't think if the ban does hold up, it's only for the rest of the season. From what we've heard, he would be able to play next season.
Yeah,
It's one of the very few details we do know.
And if that's the case, then that's the decision that the mod team has made, and I could like fuck. It is what it is. They obviously have a reason. They got more. They got more info than any of us, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So.
All we can tell you about the ban is that it's apparently for throwing combines, and we don't know how they know that or if that's true. The only person who does is currently AFK. JP said the rest of the season isn't long enough, not even close. Huey, why let someone who's accused of ruining the integrity of the league still stay on the podcast? It's a very good question. It's super quickly. Not the mods, the admins. Sorry, we apologize. I'm pretty sure it's Pancake that said that. But yes, we do apologize. It is the admins. Mods just so much quicker to say, and we say it a lot on accident.
Yeah.
Apologies in advance. A lot of times if we say mod,
team.
we do mean admins, and that's our fault. To answer Dewey's question, it's a very similar question I have to why Alex Rodriguez is still out on MLB Network. My point is, right now, what harm does it allow letting him talk about recruit in that type of thing? So it's not like he's playing, at least right now. So what's the harm in letting him stay on and yap? If there's a big enough pushback, I'm pretty sure he will step down as himself, but...
Well, I think a way you could look at it is, everyone knows Alex Rodriguez juiced, all right? He got caught for it. He served his time. And he still does a lot of stuff with the MLB and all that.
Mhm.
So if you want to look at it in like a sporting perspective, a lot of guys who make bad choices can still obviously be a part of stuff. Again, I'm not saying Noah has. I don't know. Again, like I said, I don't know any info about this. But
we have the rumors, and those aren't...
That would be, in my opinion,
we can talk about them, but I don't
putting
feel comfortable spreading these rumors here. We can talk about them, we can ask him about what happened. Dude ruined 6 days, match days worth of a season by throwing combines. I mean, if he ruined your match day, I apologize, but I've heard opinions on it based on you should want to play better people and want to get better. I think no Hall of Fame for Noah. If this is true, no Hall of Fame. If we can't get Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame, no Hall of Fame for Noah. He's not a recruit. He was gonna stay on the podcast even when he was in Prospect. Because we weren't gonna allow him to talk about Prospect, but we would let him talk about recruit.
JP's yapping in chat. Real good. Yeah.
Leadbone said, "Yeah, I'm out this bitch. Good luck, Noah."
Yeah, and A-Rod is hot. I mean, obviously, he still dropped the ball with J-Lo, though, so it's like, fuck, buddy. Like,
Fuck, dude.
tough one to come back from.
Just wait till the season's over. This podcast is changing to a baseball podcast in the off season. Y'all are fucked then.
Yeah. I'm about to start laying down my props. Fucking full
You should want to play
spreads.
better people and want to get better. My thoughts exactly about Noah. I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
When do
yeah,
you think you're coming
iron
for the
sharpens
crown?
iron.
Because 26 hours of this is of me my yappings on here. You got some time to work back. So production has just alerted me that a redacted player has not wanted that Noah to come on, but Noah, against better wishes, has asked to come on.
I don't
So
think I don't know if anyone actually would. I don't know what you mean by better wishes. I don't know if anyone wished it. He didn't.
there's one redacted player who said, "Yeah, Noah probably shouldn't be on."
Okay. Well, I guess one guy.
I think this is a good point to say. If you have anonymous comments or don't want to be named, you can feel free to send me or Milky a DM. We will keep you out of it. We will keep your name out of it.
Yeah, you'd be better off sending it to me because King Yap's gonna go and tell everyone what
No.
you said. But
I
again,
had to answer that question because somebody did ask. But yeah, we're gonna keep people's names out of it in terms of if you don't want it in chat, you can DM me or Milky, and we will not say who you were.
yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna direct it straight. I'm just gonna direct it straight to Enders without your name so that he can address it. Personally, I don't know. I don't really want to be involved in this.
Isaac said,
It's
"I
definitely
think
not my place to be in. So.
I think Noah just did something dumb. He seems like a good and chill guy. Best of luck to the man." Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
If he did
everyone.
throw, I agree with that statement wholeheartedly.
Yeah, exactly. I think everyone knows Noah. Noah loves the game, loves CSC. If that is the case, then yeah, poor choice and whatever, right? He's gonna serve his time for it. If all this is true, but he is a really nice guy, and I hope nobody thinks worse of him for it. It's a bad call. Everyone does stupid shit or makes stupid decisions. So yeah.
Some people just take the juice on accident. Barry Bonds.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my I was gonna say my training coach gave it to me, but
At the end of the day, none of us have seen anything but rumors. I'd want to see whatever proof the admins are looking at before making any decisions. I completely agree. It was a joke initially, but it turned into a wildfire. Yep, there are receipts that were sent out in recruit chat. That is true. We did see that on the February 20th incident. That there were receipts, and I've heard of other receipts that have come out. And people have asked to be kept out of it, but also there's at least physical proof in terms of screenshots of DMs that don't look great for the boy.
Yeah, we also have an anonymous comment here. They say that the cat profile picture is way better than Ender's profile picture, so I'm just
Yeah,
relaying
I
the
agree.
info. Don't shoot the messenger.
No,
here.
I do agree. Milky's cat is the goat.
That eyebrow game is tight, dude. I mean, come on now.
That cat looks like it's up to shit, bro.
Yeah, he's fucking.
Yeah, that's why throwing is extra sad. It's a beer league, so why cheat? Yep. Mickwick said CSC will not post any of it publicly. If they're banning him, there is enough evidence to support it. Either have faith in the league or work to try to change it. I do agree. They're one of the problems with the league is that there isn't enough communication between admin / mods and the public, but also I kind of get it. I get it and not get it at the same point. There are some things
Yeah.
where I'm like, yeah, that should probably stay private. The banning of some people who have said some things should probably stay private. There are
I think-
also some bannings where it's like, the fuck is this person banned for that need to like be brought up and said?
I think it all should stay private, personally. I understand that a lot of people have differing opinions on, there should be public messages about this person's banned for how long or whatever, but no, I think it should all be private. I mean, you've got a whole team of people who are making this decision, right?
Mhm.
And you don't need, no matter what they say, it's going to be backlash. So why even say anything? In my
So to answer Lance really quickly, so next season he's going into prospect combines, probably. If he's not banned, it's just for the rest of the season. Dewey, the throwing is sad and coming on the podcast, acting like hot shit, talking down to other teams, throwing a hissy fit when he isn't considered one of the top teams, just a poor display in general, in my opinion. Somebody, Hunter, I don't know who that is, said, I'm assuming that might be Huntwick, saying, we're talking about the difference between the bottom and second to bottom tier in this beer league. Not like this was some crazy scandal of a top tier global player playing down in tiers.
Yeah, I fully agree, Hunter. I mean, the big problem is no matter where you are, right? The whole point of CSC is so that everyone can be ranked according to their skill level and play in a competitive environment. And if someone,
And they get that wrong with some
whether
people,
you're on
like Shane.
whether you're on the bottom, whether you're an elite trying to play in challenger, or if you're a prospect trying to play in recruit, right? It's all about the integrity of competitiveness, and the love of the game is really what people are here for, not to, I mean, that's kind of the big thing, right? It doesn't matter what tier you're in. It's more about the integrity of the game
Mhm.
and the system that they've built to make sure that people play against equal
Yeah.
levels.
I think that's a great point. It's the reason why a lot of us came here was to play people in our skill level. And if somebody is throwing combines to get to a tier below what they should be, it's not great. It's not a great look. So it feels like they had to do something to make a statement of like, hey, this is unacceptable. I do like what I assume is Rise solution to the problem, which is just send Noah to the bottom team as punishment.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's
a great fix.
Yeah, it's funny. Again, I actually have a comment that was sent to me, and I actually think it's kind of a point that's worth discussing. Why are people concerned with Noah throwing and staying in recruit if FRG was able to bring them to a double overtime? Clearly, other people are playing equal, if not better, than him. I wouldn't say anyone's playing better than Noah. I mean, he is kill leader. I mean, Ryan, Shane are
wasn't-
both actually playing better. So like, but
Mhm.
but yeah, like I actually I kind of agree with that. The problem is, again, like it all comes down to the integrity, right? Like, um, if you threw if you threw your combines and then you're only 10th in recruit, then it's like still that's better than a whole bunch of people in recruit, and maybe
There's
you don't
101
belong there.
people. You'd be better than 90 of us.
And the point is, you're supposed to, the whole point is it's the bell curve, right? They want you to get better and be playing better, right? And then, um, it's just, yeah, it's weird to throw to stay in the bottom. I don't know.
Mhm.
Or whether other people are playing better than you or not, they were ranked there, and that's how it goes, right? Just comes down to,
Mhm.
numbers did their job, and yeah.
Yeah. Lance said, no. Imagine your opposing team gets a prospect as an FA. Your whole team would be pissed and call it unfair. I agree. That's part of the reason why I think if this ban gets upheld, it's not a terrible thing. if it's true. Like, if they have enough reason to keep him banned for the rest of the season. Mick, why hasn't Noah just got in front of us and told us from his own mouth and cleared his name? If he didn't do it, why hasn't he come forward and just say he didn't do it?
Well, that's kind of what I said. Like the guy's busy right now. He is in
Yeah,
the call. He's muted. He's doing something. He will come and
he will be here.
share his piece. That's why I was like, we could just wait. I'm still eating fucking potato wedges right now. So
No,
it's like,
that's fine.
but we wanted to, I don't know, get it going. I guess.
Get it
I
get it
think our
going partially
producer
because
actually has to go to
production
work. Yeah.
here in
so,
like an hour and a half. Production has
Yeah.
to leave. So we want to get this done. Dewey said Noah's always the first person to harp on other teams for drafting tier breakers, making the situation quite hypocritical. I don't think I was around for any tier breakers beyond Shane, but that just feels like he was misplaced this season, which sometimes happens.
Oh, Dewey man. Dewey man.
Dewey stirring the pot. Yeah, he's the neutral party, guys.
If we want to stir the pot up on Dewey's take, though, I mean, there's a little bit you could stir there, but
Yeah, that
I would leave that alone. I mean, I wouldn't say that you know Noah's the only one who's ever done anything wrong or anything edgy in Recruit.
Mhm.
You know, so
So I can say this with certainty. The only time I've seen a situation like this with a player getting banned, it was the rank C situation when he got banned for actually cheating, walling, and I think aimbotting in season 12. Season 12, what he said was what happened is just he got removed from MVP. I don't think they overturned any games, so I don't think they're going to overturn any games that have happened so far. I just think that he's not going to be up for any awards if that does happen. Do you have an anonymous comment? Let's not forget that Noah begged everyone to numbers report him back down. Numbers has their formula, but has to take into account the 20 numbers reports against him.
allegedly.
Yeah. The only people who do know how many numbers reports, unless that person has the exact 20, I don't know if that's true, but like, if it is, that's scummy as fuck. But it is an alleged thing. I think we have somebody joining, if I'm correct. Our temp host. I know we didn't want to bring any guests on because it felt like it would be very weird. You know, it's not a situation that needs a guest, but if Shane wants to come on and speak his piece, he is currently the fourth host as it stands right now, so.
I think I don't know. I think Shane's more so just like
Yeah. Dewey, to be more specific, I'm talking about Wet with Mills. Yeah, that's the only tier breaker I know of, and I wasn't around for Mills. No way someone was actually, yes, season 11. Season 11, it was rank C and prospect. Mick, I've told Noah to his face, just stand up and say you didn't do it, clear his name so we can all move forward from this. Same thing I already stated in the weekly recruit yesterday, it's not hive minding. Milky cheating and being so good with the op, that is true.
Afternoon, by the way, gentlemen. Or evening,
Afternoon,
depending
Shane.
on where you are.
Got anything to add to the situation? No, the rest of us have spoken.
Not really. I unfortunately missed most of this stuff earlier today since I was hanging out at my house, not really doing much, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go out for lunch, and then everything happened. So
I do know I saw General and it was Slatong talking about it, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? And nobody told me until I got a DM with a screenshot that Noah's roles had been all removed and he was a former player. So until that happened, I was still questioning what's going on, and Slatong was like, dude, he threw his combines. I was like, did he get banned for it? And then somebody sent me that, and it felt like people were getting up on me because I didn't know the situation. Luckily, that got resolved. who I assume to be Jeff host, said, yeah, he was on a podcast 3 weeks in a row where he could have spoken up about the allegations. Not much he can say now, IMO, but I'm definitely willing to hear it out with an open mind. We appreciate that. He'll be here soon. Hints even more for Noah to publicly state, I didn't do it. If you're innocent, you're innocent. Bottom line, if you can't do that, then the evidence the CSC has says otherwise. Shane has a life? Boo! Where the fuck
Yeah.
did milkers go?
Oh. I'm glad I'm not the only one who calls them milkers. Yeah, Shane does have a life. He was, I feel weird saying this on an entire CSC potentially wide podcast, but like, I was out at lunch with my mommy. It was a good lunch. So, you know, some of us remember to tell our
Oh,
mommies that we
Slayer.
love them. All right.
So
Text your parents.
Malt is Slayer, not host Jeff. Sorry, Prodigy
Toast
Toast.
is not my Jeff.
I just saw a Jeff, and the only Jeff I know is your Jeff. Sorry, Kev. Dirt said from watching his games in my own time, I don't see what people are talking about. You play very normally. And that's something that can be said because people haven't really, we haven't seen the combines, and I haven't. I don't know what the evidence is against him. I don't know what the, beyond the evidence we all saw on the February 20th incident.
The February 20th incident.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Talking about like it was a tragedy.
it was an incident. It was
The
a
February 20th massacre.
I say the incident because that's what it's what redacted. It's redacted is called it in his meme that he's created, which is a great meme, and I will use it anytime
is a
the
great
mods have to step in.
What did I miss there when I dropped out? I don't know if you guys heard me drop out, but
We did. Don't know when you dropped out.
Mhm.
Like, were you gone for like a minute or what?
did you hear me? Did you hear me talk about the? I got another message.
Oh no.
Nope.
It's a good brain buster. It was what about the rumor that Bye Bye is the best DE in recruit, and that was sent by Bye Bye. So
I mean,
what a little
DE?
slime ball.
oh no, man.
I just thought it'd be a little fun joke. We're not gonna address it.
A little
'cause
bit.
It's obviously not true, right?
Yep, obviously not. That goes to Rye any day of the week.
Yeah, actually facts though. Actually facts. Don't sleep on Rye. Misses 1.72, huh?
I'm still so
I
pissed
will
y'all got
say-
Rye. Do you know how badly I wanted Rye? Like I tried to get them to trade up for it, and they're
Sucks,
like, "Yeah,
buddy.
we're not trading." I was
Yeah,
like,
it's a bit-
"Fuck."
Crazy tough bounce.
Oh,
I don't
I
know.
will say though, Bye Bye is one of few players who I've ever played against in the CSC who made me call differently. So
So,
fuck you for
yeah,
that, Bye Bye. We were
um,
playing against you, and man, you made me not want to go
Thanks.
to where you were. Rude.
Really quick. Thanks to production, they just answered a good question. Who takes over as captain of Recruit AVI would be at this point Colty, but I don't know if that stays the same after Redacted gets unmuted. I don't know if he would be captain.
Yeah, I'd
if-
say it's pretty obviously.
I will say I've heard
Colty.
you can, but I've also said to people that you're not hopping on, so don't make me a fucking liar.
And isn't Rye literally the top KD player? Yeah, pretty sure Rye and Shane actually both have a 1.72 right now.
Yeah.
So
Rye is taking my energy and soul and
yeah,
absorbing
Shane-
everything that was once Shane.
yeah, Shane's been doing worse lately because Rye's just stealing all the juice.
Yeah.
So.
So Colty right now would be taking over, but I have heard that if this sticks up, Colty is possibly not staying this season. Okay, production has just alerted me that's no longer a situation that's going to happen. Thanks,
Thank you,
production.
production.
You fucking lied to me, and now you're telling me a different thing. God damn it, production.
Rick, which is Bye Bye, fucking sick name by the way. I love the
Mhm.
name Rick. I'm gonna name my child Rick. No, Rye wasn't an FA. Rye was a DE.
Yeah, Rye made it all the way to draft, so they immediately she immediately turned into a
and
DE.
then God King Kisei sniped. So yeah, I mean, you know, that's what happens. And then Siegel, yeah, dude, that's probably the best way of looking at this, in my opinion. I don't think throwing any accusations around, making any opinions on
He's
stuff like
gonna
that is,
help at this
yeah,
point.
it's definitely not going to help, and it's definitely not going to change anything. And honestly, you're probably just better off not really addressing it or bringing it up in general chat and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You're just gonna
You're
bring
just gonna
attention
get
to yourself.
flamed.
Yeah.
You're just gonna get flamed by people who
Uh,
have this already thought out process. People who aren't in recruit and just see the current situation and go, "Yep, that's
I would like
enough."
to ask for my fellow co-hosts. I'm not sure if you guys are aware,
Mhm.
but does anyone know how many matches Noah played in Prospect?
Combines.
I
Combine?
want to
Prospect
say 6.
17.
17 in Prospect?
hmm
Jesus, I only played 18 total.
So
That's fucked up.
who fills Noah's shoes? You guys want to take a
No
look
one.
at the available FAs?
Yeah, well,
Any FA
He's one in a Krillion,
That-
dude. What do you mean?
and
Yeah,
that comment's actually funny because I'm positive Hunter's Huntwick and Huntwick's in FA
Yeah.
right now, so
Yeah.
that was a good laugh.
Yeah, that's something. Mickwick brings up a good point. I did hear as well that from some people, that Huntwick and Noah were talking about Huntwick going FA to replace a certain Opper for AVI.
Which I guess we could talk about too, actually. All of the PFAs who converted to FA are on
Yeah.
waiver today, so that's cool stuff.
Yep. And-
Which PFAs are those?
All the PFAs who
All the
decided. I don't
PFAs who
Yeah, I
don't
was
know.
just saying,
now-
are there any in there that I know?
I-
Because I know we had a bunch of subs, but I don't know who's.
Can I say this?
this
I know
round
it's your
15
guys. I
versions?
know it's a thing, but can I talk about the thing I just saw?
I assume I know what thing you're talking about. I'm not sure if that's official yet, and I don't want to be.
Okay. Okay, I will know that. Seagal is really cool. I don't know who the Seagal is, but I like a Seagal is. That sounds fucking amazing.
Seagal sounds like Siegel's cooler brother.
No, Seagal
his
sounds
sister.
like his hot sister.
his hot sister. That's funny.
Great eyes, just like Siegel himself.
Yeah, okay, we got another little anonymous comment here. Their major problem is that you can't play both sides of the field. You
Mhm.
can't say the difference between prospect and recruit isn't that big, so it doesn't matter anyway. But also have the opinion of the gameplay shows for itself that he didn't throw when he goes from a 0.7 rating to a 0.1 to a 1.3. Yeah, and then there's Dewey saying it in chat as well.
Yeah.
He
Um,
I mean that
I'm assuming
again,
that
I
wasn't
can't.
Dewey that anonymously sent that to you. And my only argument is the argument that was said to me by Noah himself, which is one that at the time I took at face value because it makes sense to me, which is Noah's played now 3 seasons. So a lot of people he's played against last season he played in Combine, so he could know their tendencies and whatnot, but also that is it's very much a frightening thought to have. And if it comes out that he did throw combines, it's pretty damning.
I
Plus,
don't really want to take such a centrist take right here, but I will say Noah and I are, or at least at the time that we played a few pugs, where it was like a couple weeks ago, we're two of the highest rated players in recruit, similar elos on
The top 2 teams
Premier
at the time.
and Face It, and I believe we played a couple Face It games, and I think we got 13-0'd in one of them.
Is
And
that
we
the
got
ancient one that I
yeah,
played?
ancient one. Yeah, and you were in there too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we have Enders, Noah, and Shane in a Face It stack together, and we got
by rating
rolled.
and recruit. Yeah.
So I don't want to be like, sometimes your enemy is having a really good day.
Mhm.
But man, we had 3 of the best players in recruit in a stack together, and we all got collectively just
That
gapped.
hurts.
And sometimes it does happen where you get really unlucky, or maybe just the puggy style of combines
So,
can make things uncomfortable.
the
Really
other
quick,
thing I want to mention.
I just looked at the for the first time, I just opened up Analytical to look at something, and Noah's no longer there.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
oh,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
dawning now that he's gone.
well, I mean,
Oh, I hate
his
that.
status was changed in CSC. Obviously,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
decision has, yeah. So
The decision has
that
been made.
affects things.
So I
Um,
do have from Noah that he is pulling up into home. He's like going to be on his PC, and this was
Yeah.
like
I do
30
want to
minutes ago.
mention too that keep in mind combines versus the actual season or playing with the team that you're familiar with is completely different too. Especially like if you go, I mean, I would say if I go up to prospect, I'm probably gonna have some rough combine games because I
no
don't
shit.
play. I don't know how any of the guys play, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot easier in recruit when I've played 10 mans with these guys all
Mhm.
off season. Then you go into combines, I kind of know what to expect. Like,
You can play your
and
game, but
I
you
know,
can't
yeah,
adjust to
and
outperform
people
your
know how I
opponent.
play my game, right? I'm generally
Oh.
like a lot more aggressive and stuff, and people are able to support me with that. But like if I go to prospect and I do the same thing, I might get my face ripped off for the first like 10 games. Who knows, right? It's a different. Combines are not the season, so it's different
Mhm.
and
Combines are
very
not the
different
season, and
change.
I'm in a similar boat to you where this is my first season, but even I played a good handful of combines. We've played a few league matches now, a lot of stuff. In just like 5 mans or 10 mans. Just hanging out with people from various whether they be FAs or people in other franchises, and it's a lot easier to be like, okay, I've played 3 games with this person. I know a little bit about how they play versus like I do not know a name of a single player in prospect, so
Yeah.
let alone how they play, it would be difficult to adjust.
Hunter asked, "What do you guys consider to be throwing? To what extent is playing bad or not your best considered throwing?" The very simple line is when it's malicious.
That's a good point, actually.
That's the
Yeah,
point in which
if you've got
case not being
intention,
bad. Yeah,
yeah,
it's there's a difference between being in your head and be like, "Fuck, I'm not doing well," and there's a difference between yes, let's go, doing
yeah.
bad.
And
Um,
that kind of goes along with another thing that was anonymously brought up to me. They say what constitutes throwing combines? Only playing 80 to 70%, or do you have to play 130% all combines like you're in a major final? Um,
yeah.
it's tough because I mean, when I play personally, I try my best all the time. I've definitely had bad games, and I try and change my style up because obviously the W key's not working, so I might try and throw a flashbang or something for once. But um,
Brian said Shane already forgot about me. Nobody can forget about you, Brian.
Brian, you're the greatest. You're the greatest recruit that never played. Nobody's gonna forget about it.
He played like one match day.
Yeah,
He played one match day and
one match
and
day
one
in a
map.
final, and one
One
map in
match
the
day, and he
final.
played one map, and I think so. This is a good point to go ahead and bring on the guest of honor, I guess. So now is when we can give it to the real questions, and we're gonna open up the floor for Noah to come in, speak his piece, and then we'll open up the questions to the floor to Noah. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't have any questions for myself.
Not questions. I'm saying questions to you, but go
Okay.
ahead. Say your piece.
I mean, I don't really have anything to say piece specifically. I just will say that what's transpired is was always a likelihood because there was even rumors even in combines. Of course, having a top player be moved down last second is odd. You know what I mean? Like, but I was also like, they didn't see me in recruit at all in combines. Beforehand, before numbers already locked for signed players. So it's really tough to make that call on their side. I don't know. I feel it's difficult for them because they did already manually move me down and they're kind of doubling back. But it's whatever. Like I'm sure you mentioned it while I was gone. But you going through the appeal process, and that's what I'll leave it up to. We'll just have to see what happens from there. Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but at the end of the day, I mean, and every time I said it, you know, if a punishment was deemed necessarily because of a joke that I made, then so be it. But it's like the what's being sent on me isn't because of the joke.
So let's not talk about the contents
I
of
know,
the
I
ticket
know, I
because
know.
I don't
I
want to
know, I
open
told
up
you
that
that.
line of questioning
I know, I
because I
told you
said
that.
at the top of the broadcast, and keep in mind your questions, we are not
Yep.
talking about the contents of this fucking ticket here. We can ask questions about
Yep.
other shit, but we are not going to be talking about the contents of the ticket because none of us want to get banned for
Yep.
leaking private info because that's a rule.
Absolutely. Thank you, Anders. Yeah, I don't know. What have I missed? What have people already asked? Because I'm sure that they've already asked things. I don't have it pulled up. So
Somebody asked, the most recent question we talked about was, what do you guys consider to be throwing? To what extent is playing bad or not your best considered throwing? And my response was the very cut and dry one of the intent or the being malicious.
what'd you say? Sorry, repeat it.
Oh, hello.
Was-
The question was, what do you guys consider to be throwing? To what extent is playing bad or not your best considered throwing? And I said when there's maliciousness. It's like once you become malicious. Yeah.
Okay. Well, how? Okay. Yeah, I think that's valid. But how do you know? Like, like this is just in general now. Like this is a
Yeah.
open discussion. How do you know what's malicious intent or not? You know what I mean? Like, and this just goes for everyone. And I think that this whole situation, in my opinion, realistically, like, isn't even that it's bigger than like I think it's bigger than just me because there's a real like stipulation that's about to unfold in regards to whatever comes out of it
Yeah,
because
precedent
it's
about to be made.
it's if you're not, I think you hit it earlier, Jackson, when I was listening, but it's like if you're not trying 110%, who's to say like you're not going to be the next person to go through this process? And I just think it's kind of like you're going to put so much pressure on combines when they're not supposed to be. Like combines, especially for sign players, are supposed to be the time that you can come in. You're playing with people that you haven't gotten to play with. You're also playing with new DEs. Like you're supposed to have them be shining. You're supposed to be like watching them play, things like that. And it's like
Scouting them and
if
such.
if you're telling me that every sign player now has to come in and basically just
They
play
like they're in
like
the finals.
exactly like that's just not that's just isn't going to happen. And it's like, are they going to get the same punishment? Are they going to get the same thing? And it's like I really think it just comes from like because I'm a top player and a joke was made, I'm getting ridiculed for it. And like I said, if that's the way that it goes and I have to be made an example of, like whatever, like I can't really say anything more than that. Like I said, I'm appealing it, and if that's how they cook it up to be, then that's how they cook it up to be. But it's like literally anyone else can make the joke. That's probably not me or Shane. And like you wouldn't see the same repercussions.
So if I made that joke, it'd be gone fine.
No, yes, it would. Because you know why, Anders? Because you have the stipulation, because you've already said it, that, oh, I don't play as well in scrims. I don't play as well as combines. But it's like, why aren't you getting the same thing? Okay, it's because you didn't make a joke that's being taken out of context.
Mhm.
You know? So I don't know. I think that's really where the difference is,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
So somebody just said, I think it's easy because you don't have to give it 110%. Giving it 50%, then bragging about how you'll be in recruit and making jokes, whatever you call that comment, is probably the minimum.
Yeah, well, Dewey, I just disagree. So, like, giving 50% is just not true because I had 4, like, arguably pretty solid games in Prospect, which is just, like, I guess not being talked about. Like, I had 4 really good games, in my opinion. And, like, I had mediocre games and I had mid games. And to just look at the games that I played bad and to say, well, that's how you played in all your combines is just false. Like you have good days and you have bad days. So I just don't understand. Like it's like, and this is the whole precedent of if what you don't have a good game every game, you're just waiting to be told, oh well, you threw. Like, where's that line drawn? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I don't know.
So another question for you that you don't have to answer. I assume it's Fresh or Seagull. I assume Seagull.
Joey.
Yeah. You don't have to tell us what the explanation is, but did admins give you a direct answer as for why they believed you were throwing? Feel free to answer no or yes.
Just because that's what we talked
Part
on
of the
earlier
ticket.
in terms
Yeah.
of the contents. I don't think I
That's
can
a
answer
good
that.
that's a good indicator on what is a ticket item and what isn't. That's
Yeah.
basically asking for what did they say in the ticket, basically. Dirt, Colty will be stepping up as IGL currently, and we have full faith in him. That was something I was talking about earlier in terms of with you gone, who is turning to be captain, who is IGLing. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
Lance, yeah, but that's contrary to the don't play well so the DEs look good comment.
Yeah, well, that's the point. Is so you have this is the precedent. We're like in combines, signed players as a whole, and it's really only been a difference this season because this season is the first one that signed players have been required to play combines, right? So before, when signed players would play, and even in this season, we're playing so that we can we get our games in. And some people like to play combines. Like myself, I love combines because it's I'm getting to play with people that I never get to play with in season. You know what I mean? And then to follow that, yes, like combines are supposed to have the DEs look good. Like that's I don't understand how that's like a bad thing of putting it. At the end of the day, we're already signed. They're the ones that are trying to get signed. So like, and this is where like me calling, like I was calling every prospect game I was in. I was playing in exactly the same way I am in recruit. I was throwing fucking 90 plus utility game, whatever it is, right? I'm supporting them, calling them to be their player, how they want to play, whatever. And it's like the difference though is they are like I'm also playing against signed prospect players that have been in prospect tier for already a season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons, some of them even, right? And they're better than me. Like I don't know why like this whole idea that prospect and recruit is like they're neck and neck. I would totally disagree with that. The top end of prospect, like the top end of prospect is better than the top end of recruit. Like I would say, like if you put Blod in recruit, like he's gonna drop it like a 1.8, like overall, like you know what I mean. And so I just think that to say that it's just that just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I don't know. That's just a weird like they're supposed to be combines are for the DEs.
Combines are for the DEs, I agree. It's also one of those things that it's good we got returning players being forced to play combines, but it's
Yeah, I
also
think it's
kind of a curse in terms of once those 5 are done, a lot of players swap to just purely scouting. I saw something while you were up in Prospect, Clancy was kind of doing.
yeah, well, it's also like, and also, I mean, like, I am all for like signed players having to play combines because what you get is you get players that are in the tier below, but they think, hey, if I really grind my combines and I really push, I can go to that next tier, and that's what we saw. Brokey, perfect example. He didn't want to be in recruit again because he felt like he can grow and become a good player. And he fucking had like 18 games played with a 1.2. Like he pushed and played more than the required amount of games so he could move into the next tier. And then myself, I played 17 games in prospect.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I played 5 and they moved me down. Like this is like just insane. Like if I just played 5 games, 3 out of my first 5 games were good games.
I
And
mentioned while you weren't here, I played 18 total in recruit. I was a second round DE if I hadn't been picked
Keeper.
up by
You were a second round
ABW.
keeper.
Yeah, but I was a second round keeper. They didn't have to give up their first round draft pick, hence how we got
Yep.
Rye. So when you look at the numbers on that, I don't want to like suck my own dick too much or something, but like I think objectively that doesn't make a whole ton of sense considering my performance at least in the first few match days. So the numbers system seems to have some difficulty with players who
What I will say in your regard, Shane, and this is just how the numbers system is built, is that because you were a DE, the only basis they could base your MMR off of was A, your Faceit rank, and then your internal combine games. Right? So like you didn't already have a floor. You know what I mean? Like you didn't have a starting floor already.
Mhm.
You were starting from zero, basically. So
So
that's why I think you're still in the tier.
Mhm.
Is
okay,
I
that
think
makes more
because you
sense to
didn't
me.
have the floor, it was very hard to move you up or down because you didn't have a season played. So it could have been just you're a good pug player, so throw you in, you'd go throw in combines, you pop off, and then in season it wasn't that bad. No, Shane was an FA, but I think that's Shane. Did you join late last season and just
Didn't
got
you-
moved
I
to FA?
joined last season for
PFA?
combines, played 3 combines in prospect, got dropped by BS, and then did not do anything because I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not playing this season. I guess I'll play next.
That's why he was.
Oh, so
That's why
you
he was
preseason
a
drop.
yeah.
Okay,
That's why he
see, so
wasn't a
even,
DE. For any
yeah,
people who are wondering,
so even still, you didn't have any floor because you
they didn't
didn't
see how
play
you
for a
played in
season.
season.
Mhm.
So Dewey said again, it's the games you played bad combined with constantly talking about how you will be moved down to recruit shortly and begging people to number you. So here's my
Oh
question to you, because I
God.
also have an anonymous thing that said you had like 20 numbers reports.
I didn't
Is
have
that
20 numbers reports. No.
that's
Dude,
not
this
true?
is such. Okay, unless you're on the numbers team,
Mhm.
you don't know how many numbers reports there are. That's what I'm just
Yeah.
going to say. A, that's just cut and dry. B, let's just say it is 20 numbers reports because we'll use this made up number because I genuinely have no clue. Okay. On my side, I personally put 2 numbers reports on myself, which people do. Brokey put a numbers report on himself to get moved up. I put
Mhm.
numbers reports on myself after I had bad games, right? And I said, hey, I just want you to look at this. And of course, because of how the system works, they don't give you like an answer. You know what I mean? Like they don't go, hey, we're looking into this or whatever. So I just kept playing because I was like, well, I'm just going to keep playing and see what happens, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And then I put my second numbers report the day before signed players' numbers logged, saying, hey, I know it's busy with combines, but can you please just look at me? I really don't think I belong here, right? Now, in terms of begging people to numbers report me, that's just such a fucking joke. Were there people that I joked around because I already knew them and I was like, and I made a joke again, like, man, I'm fucking playing like shit. I probably shouldn't be here. Because at this point, I've already played 10 fucking combines in the tier. And at that point as well, it's been very volatile. And there's been a lot of recruit players that have moved up. So prospect players are already seeing recruits come in and play good or play bad. So no, it was not begging people the numbers report me. That's such
Yeah.
a fucking joke.
Had to ask it. So far I've heard you say people are making this out to be worse than it is. You don't always play 110%, and that's fair. But I have yet to hear you say you didn't throw, so did you or did you not throw?
No, I did not. Like that's just cut and dry. No, I did not throw.
Out of curiosity, from an outside perspective looking in, I don't know what the problem was in the prospect
Yeah,
tier. Do you think it was more mental for you in your combines, or do you think it
I
was like
do.
you just kind of got
I
shit on a few times, then you were like you lost all confidence, or
to
what
be
do you think
honest with
happened
you,
there?
I'll tell you 3 things. One, I came in and I was like, okay, we're in prospect, right? No recruit games. I was just immediately bumped up in start of combines, right? I think my first game, I played pretty decent. Like I think it was positive by 1 or like neutral, right? And I was like, okay, that's not bad. Then I played another one, was a little bit worse. Okay. And what my mental was being in prospect was like, okay, I I want to play like how I know I can play. Okay. But also, I'm just going to put this in context before I'll tabletop it. But we also had a 4-month off season. I'm not saying this as an excuse or anything like that, but I was also coming from playing the most troll 10 mans like every night, right? Like I have not been sweating for the last 4 months of
Yeah.
off season. You know what I mean? So going into prospect, yeah, was it a little rough of a start? Yeah, I agree. But like, and then that carried on because yeah, it probably hit my internal mental and like yeah, maybe my confidence was hit from it. I don't know. I mean, I know I'm me, but like subconsciously, sure, if you want to chalk it up to that, I can say that. But also, I had good games, and that's where I think it really comes from. Is it's like I had good games, and I'd be like, okay, I can do pretty good, and then I'd have really shit games. The players that I was playing against when I had my terrible games were fucking just better. Like this agenda of like I was being shit on by randoms is just insane. Like almost every game I was in, either Blod was on the team, like other team, or I was playing against Scalpel, or I was playing against Lithium, or I was playing against like signed players, right? That have already been in the tier, either for a whole season or 2 seasons already. And yeah, like they fucking shit on me. I don't know. Like it's the same thing when in recruit for you, Shane, where it's like people are just like, yeah, Shane just shit on me. Or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like
Mm.
to say that that's like shouldn't happen is just insane in my opinion. I don't know. But yeah, that's if that kind of answers your question. I don't know. I think it's a mix of I had some good games and I had bad games, and did that maybe sway my confidence sometimes? Yes, but I don't think I was ever playing differently because of it.
Were you IGLing in those as well?
Yeah, I was calling every game.
Yeah, that's okay.
I called
Well-
because if I was in prospect, right? My spot was for question, right? Because this is the other part, right? Because this is also has to do with it. If I was in prospect, I stayed in prospect. My spot was in question in terms of the AVI franchise because they already had full 5 coming off of last season, and because prospect's one of the biggest tiers in the league, they would have had drafts, right? Which means I have to fight for my spot. Which then also means if I don't go on AVI, I have to make an impression to all these other signed players that I'm either playing with or playing against. So yeah, I'm gonna flaunt my biggest asset, which is my brain, by calling in every game I played. You know what I mean?
No, I get
So-
that, but as an IGL, I also can say like, calling in recruit. I think I might have called my 3 prospect combines last season. I barely remember that shit. It's like
Yeah.
a fever dream, and I don't enjoy thinking about that season because I didn't play it. But I can say calling in recruit prospects was basically like hey man, we just got shit on twice in a row a day, and we have enough money for some Mac 10s. Let's fucking go B. It's not really IGLing.
Mm,
It's like I don't know these people, and this was also my first season in recruit, so I was like, I literally know no one in this tier. We're just gonna go based on like what the most basic elements that I've seen are, and see what the fuck works out. And if nothing sticks, then my bad, I guess. But
Yeah.
I can't really be prophetic here. I don't know what's happening.
I mean, the only thing I'll say to second your point there, Shane, is because you kind of hit it there, is you didn't know anybody. Like in prospect, because I've been in the league, this being my 3rd season. Like I know a lot of the guys that are up there because they either were in recruit the last season and they moved up, or like
They
I
were in
just
recruit season
or-
11.
exactly, or I already know them. So like, and also a lot of the players because they took away Q Prio, so I was getting a signed player like every match, either on my team or on the other team, and that's what I was saying before, is like I was trying to not just calm like, all right guys, let's just go B. Like I had to use my brain a little bit so I can impress the people I was playing with.
Yeah.
Right. So I had to make like better calls than, okay, well,
Yeah.
we just got shit on twice. Let's go to the other place. Like that's just like,
So,
No need to explain that shit to me.
Yeah.
Look at my
Yeah.
numbers against Frog. Look at my
Really
numbers
quick.
against what was it? Excuse me, last match
Sav.
day.
yeah,
Sav. Like it's
So-
hard when you're playing against strong competition to call and frag.
So
Yeah.
since we're on the whole thing about DEs and you up in Prospect. Lance said, "Okay, is this not how DEs can feel about playing against you?
And I would say
About the
in terms of
struggles
what?
against playing against players who, in your opinion, were way better than you."
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm not saying that that's not how it is, but what I would also say, because I had DEs on my team, and when I was calling, they were fucking popping off. I remember a nuke game I played, because I'm scrubbing through the demos, which there was a nuke game that I was in that I think I went like 5-8 or something, and we stomped the other team like 13-3. And my two top frags were two DEs that were just pushing lobby because I was like, boys, let's just crunch lobby every round. Like, not like, of course, a little bit more detailed than that, but you know what I mean. And they were getting like, they dropped like 25 at the end, right? And yeah, if DEs can feel that way about me, because yeah, it's the whole thing about, or the stigma of like, oh, like this player's signed, like I want to impress them, I want to play to my strengths, I want to listen, I want to, play whatever. But I'm not arguing that that isn't the case, but also because of how the Q prio was this season, most DEs were getting on lobbies with other signed players. So it wasn't like how it used to be where in a lobby of 10 DEs, there's maybe 2 signed players. And it's like everyone's trying to impress the signed players. In a current lobby, it was like 3 signed players to each team. Like, especially in Prospect, because a lot of the Prospect guys were playing. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't really understand the question, because I'm not arguing that that isn't the case, but I'm just saying like, yeah, they can feel that way, but like the DEs were also really good in Prospect. Like I don't, and there was,
He was saying about like um the DEs here in Recruit can, like, is that not how they can feel against you because you're at least
oh yeah, I mean, yeah, they
mechanically so
can.
much better?
I mean, they can, but also like there's some DEs that are still on teams now that are also really good. You know what I mean? Or people that were FAs and went to draft. Like I don't understand like the whole stigma of like DEs being worse. I just don't agree with. I mean, I would say if there's any stigma, DEs trying to impress players is true, but I think there were some killer DEs. Lance, you're one of them. I mean, like you dropped 30 on my head. I think my first game back into Recruit. Like
Mhm.
it was like,
True.
you know what I mean? Like to sit
Yeah.
here and say like DEs are worse is just stupid. Pets is another one. Pets was always
goes
fragging
crazy.
in my combines.
Shout
HD
out Rye.
Tempo was
Rye
another
our
one.
DE
Yeah,
first round draft
well,
pick. Dropped 28 against Sav yesterday. Like,
so
come on.
it's like to argue that point is just really,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's stupid in my
I do want to
opinion.
mention him while he's here. Colty said, to add to that, Milky, I should almost DEs in combines, and now in season I'm playing like shit. Sometimes it just is what it is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's referring to the comment that I made,
Yeah.
saying that like it's part of the league that there's always going to be a player better than you, unless you're fucking looking at this. There's what
Unless you're
Ween or whatever in Premiere, guy's 1.34 in Premiere. He's like also got a 1,520 MMR. Like unless you're that guy, there's someone better than you everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you're the top in the league, like if you're rocking a Shane,
up in
even
your
then
tier
there's
or
players
whatever.
who are
Dude,
there's players
don't
who are
even remind me.
comparable to you.
I played with Kisei and a couple other like level 9, 8 people on Faceit the other day. I bottom fragged so hard, my mental was like, man, I'm not even calling. I just need to look at my crosshair. I play like shit. It's Mirage. It's an aim map. Like going from like, man, I'm one of the best aimers in the tier. I'm clicking people. I got absolutely dicked down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
And I just like it. It's the whole thing is like, apparently I had to play perfect. Like, I don't know. Maybe there's personal things outside of fucking CS that affects me. Like, I'm not a fucking robot. Like, holy shit.
None of us are.
Like I can't have a bad game without people thinking, "Oh my god, well you must have been throwing." And in terms of this, because I know that this has already been thrown around, because it was thrown around way earlier. How I go from having, I think I was like 1 point away from a 0.8 in prospect, and then I go into recruit, and I had like a 0.2. Right? Let's talk about it.
1.2.
I had that 1.2 because I just went from playing against players that were so much better than me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm playing against people that are on my same skill level, and I have like it's an equal footing, right? And yes, were there some players that were lower, right? Because there's always going to be lower MMR players. You know what I mean? And yeah, would I say that everyone can be better than like a lower, like not, you know what I mean? Like there will be people that you are better than in your tier. That's the nature of the game. That's why numbers exist, right?
Why I'm only
Okay,
at 216.
So it's like, you know, I just think that, yeah, I had 1.2, but also, as we've already mentioned, almost half of the players in the tier on teams I've been playing against for, if not a whole season, 2 seasons.
Yep.
Also, to
Kane
second
and
that,
people like that,
a
Hector.
lot of people, we also played so many 10-mans in the offseason. Yeah, they were trolls and like whatever, but like I know the ins and outs of these people for the most part, and I've played against them so many times that like I know where they go. I know how they play. I know how they like to play certain situations, things like that. And I just like, I don't know. It's so fucking stupid to try to argue that as a point, in my opinion.
So, I felt like you were making excuses to cover your tracks until these last few minutes. I hear the conviction in your voice of you saying you didn't throw. So hopefully it's the lesson learned, and that in the future, don't joke about throwing that when you're trying to get his numbers report to go down. Good luck with the appeal.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, and this is what I'm going to say, because I think this is kind of, I know this is the whole point, but we are kind of beating a dead horse. But it's like any one of you can go watch my demos. Like they're fucking public. Like the one demo that everyone wants to bring up, because even my own teammates brought it up. Clancy watched it himself. I went 6-23 on a Mirage game. Okay. And you look at that stat line, you go, holy shit, how the fuck does this guy who's like, number 2 of the tier get 6 kills? Well, you watch that game and you see how fucking shit on I was. I was number 3 in highest damage for that game, and I had 6 kills.
Yeah.
I couldn't you know what I mean? Like these demos are just open. Like watch them, please. Like it's like
there is a big allegation though that I do want to talk about. Dirt said, "Okay, that was a lie, Noah. You def are a robot." So the real allegation here is, Noah, are you in fact an android?
I don't think that. I think the rules are if you are a robot, you wouldn't actually know that you're a robot. So I know that I'm not a robot. So I'm not a robot.
Pulte said, not to mention you have the best support player in recruit helping you in season to get you those stats.
Yeah, I mean
true.
that's a whole
another big thing
that I didn't really want to talk about, but it's like
Team CS is way different than combines.
Combines are glorified pugs, and if you're gonna sit here and you're gonna tell me that combines are the most fucking serious game that you've ever played, you're smoking some copium. Because Scalpel, which I love Scalpel. Okay, he was a good friend of mine in season 11. Every game I played with him, he bought an R8 or a P90 and would kill 3 people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, well, you have players that treat it as fun. They're playing with their buddies. Yeah, some people take it a little bit more serious, like the DEs. I want them to take it serious because they're trying to get better. They're trying to get on teams. They're trying to impress people.
Trying to impress the scouts.
But the signed players are doing it, and they're playing all these games so that they can have fun and get better. The biggest example, and I love Brass, and I'm going to say it. Brass had, 47 games played?
48, I believe, but yeah.
48. Are you going to tell me, and you think that Brass played 48 games because he was like, oh, I want to go to the next tier? Or do you think he played 48 games because every game he played in, he was playing with his friends?
I think Brass just wanted to break Colin's record.
Well, also that as well. I mean, I think that also goes with it. But you know what I mean? Like he, it's, I don't know. It's it's interesting. I just think that there's a lot of the rumors were going to come regardless, right? Because and at the end of the day, like the people that I played with in my prospect games are really the only people that really know. But because I was I was communicating, I was calming, I was telling what I'm doing. Like I was doing this. Like yeah, I had shit games, but I also had good games, and it's like
Yep.
it's I don't know. It's just so bullshit to me.
Do you want to
That
say we have like a 15-20 minute warning before we
yeah,
have to turn this off? So
yeah,
we're going to open up the floor to last few questions.
yeah.
We have been talking quite a bit, so we're going to open up the floor for the last couple of questions. Remember, we're not talking about the tickets here, so don't ask questions about the actual tickets. No, how's your day been? I assume stressful.
Um,
I do know. I saw what happened, and immediately I put into our group chat for setting up this podcast. And I was like, Noah, what the fuck happened?
I'll
Talk
be
to
honest with
me.
you. I was just chilling at the zoo, um, you know, out with the lady, and I got a work phone call, and I took it. And then after, I was like, I'm gonna go on Discord because we were setting up a practice for tonight, and I have two um ats in CSC, and I was like, oh, let me take a look. One of them was in general. Also, I'm just gonna say this because I think it should be said.
Mhm.
With sorry, I looked my thumb. Which is regardless of whatever happens, the if people continue to like bring up this whole situation and the negative light and harass my friends on whatever side it is, like you're just don't do that. Like I don't know how hard it is to just like I don't know, not go after someone and harass them, in my opinion. But yeah, man, I was just chilling at the zoo, looked at my phone, get this app from Fun Size, which I thought he was a cool dude. We played against each other season 11. I thought he was cool. It's in season 12 as well. And he goes, then he hits me with, yikes, where's your roles? And then everyone else jumps on board. Slatong, a former GM, an AGM jumps on board to
And
push
it felt
the
like
baiting responses. Like,
Tong was the person who, like, I asked, and he kind of, I talked about earlier. I asked, did he get banned or whatever, trying to figure out what was happening, and before I got the image of your roles being removed, and he was just like, well, but like, isn't it important that if he did cheat, it ruins the what's it called? It ruins the integrity of the league. I was like, yeah, but did he get banned? Like, because that's the cut and dry. If the
yeah,
admins at that point said banned you for that reason, sure, that does matter. But my question was, did you? And he just kept going on and on, and like he was insulting me,
yeah.
and I was just like trying to figure out the
Well,
actual situation, which
I'm not
shouldn't be how it's
gonna.
held by
No,
how that situation is handled by an AGM of all people.
also former admin, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring up anymore because like it's not my place to shit talk, nor do I want
Mhm.
to because it's like I I there's no point to. Um, I just think that like to continue it and like they were knowing what they were doing,
Okay.
baiting into like continuing it, and then I
You
said
cleared that up. Slatong was confused, which is, but also it felt
no,
like I was
but
getting insulted for that at that point.
well, Slatong was, but also Slatong was still leading into the baiting of getting people to react or messaging because he replied to Fun Size's comment and kept the reply train going. And I just said to Fun Size, I said I'd prefer if you don't harass or say distasteful comments to my teammates. And then everyone jumps on and starts to throw more shade, which is like, and this is the whole point. If you're continuing to do it, then I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I guess I'm just in your head rent free, I guess. I mean, like genuinely, like I mean, and that's fine. I mean, like, I'm okay to be there because I probably think about you too. Because at the end of the day, I've made so many relationships with everyone in the league that like I feel like I have like they're relationships that I don't want to throw away. But if this
Mhm.
is the way that it's gonna go, like, why should I? Um, I mean, I've had so many people reach out to me today alone about the
I
whole
do.
thing.
Wait, super quick. I'd like to know what the fuck you mean by. I mean, I personally wouldn't defend the dude using slurs, but that's me. I'd like to know who said slurs. Apparently,
Yeah, I think that dude's a little confused.
I'm super confused about that comment.
I think they
Even you
mean
confused Dewey, who is you want to talk about an underrated yapper, but he's reformed now. Shout out Dewey.
no. I think he's meaning in terms of my teammates.
Oh, okay.
Even
I
though
did not.
that wasn't the situation. If that is what you're implying to,
I think that's what he's getting at, but yeah, it's a different thing.
but that's something completely different. And like I said, I mean, unless you're an admin, like you don't really know what was really said, and this is the whole point. So
And
I'm just it wasn't. Go ahead, Jackson.
I just want to say, based on you're saying you built relationships. Your season 11 teammate Kisei is saying that he thinks there ain't no way that you would throw.
Well, I appreciate that from Kais,
Yeah, so he's
and I
Kais
mean,
Omar?
and this
What?
is my point.
No
Like,
one's gonna
there's
get that
peop-
reference.
there's people that I have known for 3 seasons, and it's like they just have to draw a line. And like I apologize to everyone that is getting caught in these crossfires. I really don't mean that to happen, but it's like there's a line being drawn here, and if I'm the person that they have to make the example out of, then I'm the person that they have to make the example out of. At the end of the day, I just don't want it to be to where the example is made out of me, and this is just the path that no, Clint, no. We're not going to talk about it anymore, Dewey. Don't bring it up. Anyway, it's like I know who's in my corner at the end of the day, and I know the people that actually know the truth. And like I said, if you actually want to know the truth, go fucking watch the demos. Like I just don't understand. Like
Yeah, Pets
fucking
did say when are we reviewing your
like
your combat demos?
they're free to watch. Fucking download the demo. It takes 2 fucking seconds. Watch it yourself. Build your own opinions, and then compare them. Like watch the games that I do really well in. Watch the games I do shit in, and see. Be like, wow, he's doing like the same thing, but this game he's just getting dumpstered on because he's playing against better competition. Like, and even in my recruit games, like there's been tough games. Like, am I just walking out of here? Like, genuinely, if this is what's being accused of me, don't you think I would be the best player in the tier? No hate, Shane, but I'm just saying, like, if I'm this supposed to be prospect player coming in, I'm gonna run the fucking tier. I should be number 1, right? I feel like that would be like, why else? If we're gonna take this agenda, why else wouldn't I do that? You know what I mean? Like, if you really break it down, if you want to play this villain arc and that I did this and whatever, and you're gonna assume this, I probably wouldn't be doing it right, and it probably would be winning, right?
Mhm.
So I mean, like, it's just so stupid that because I'm a good player and I made a bad joke, which I understand. I'm not saying I didn't say it because I did. I made the joke, but I made the joke in a private DM, which any one of us could have done, and to sit here and be like, yeah, like I would never say that. It's just wrong. Everyone, in my opinion, has either said something similar in regard to that manner of like, man, I'm really shitting the bed, I'm throwing. You know, like to that regard. It's like the same thing. Dewey, I'm not third. Oh my goodness.
You're no longer even on the stats page, my guy.
I know, but when I'm even when I was okay, and I was a top
We're
3
second
player.
or third, yeah.
What about the 2 players? What about
You don't want to start that convo production truck. You don't want to start that.
What about the other the people that are right next to me? What about them?
Hi.
Why aren't they being called in question? Enders has
Yeah,
already
like,
said that.
Hello.
Like,
I think you
I-
mean 3. They don't count
Hello.
me. What the fuck?
I'm
Milky,
just saying.
One
you're
of
not
the
even
offers
the
of all time.
Milky, you're not even second on your team for rating.
Like,
Oh,
I'm
Calm
just
down.
saying
You're
that
14th in the league,
all,
brother.
like all of
yeah,
these people.
whatever.
Like, what about Enders
I'm
being
motivated.
216 MMR and he's the second
Hello.
highest player?
Hi.
Like, I mean, I'm not gonna do that for you, Enders, right? Because I don't think that you did, right?
I
Because
didn't. I just
because-
legitimately don't play good when there's not pressure.
and that's like, and this is what I'm fucking saying. It's like,
And I know
it's-
if I got banned because I was apparently throwing, I'd be offended. Because
it's just I don't know, the whole, it's like I said, if this is the example they have to make, then this is the example they have to make. I'm not like, at the end of the day, I'm doing my appeal. I'm making my rounds on my information. I'm going to give them everything I have, and whatever decision the arbiters make is the decision that they make. And do I think that it's going to come super fast? I don't know. We'll have to see.
I think there was just a comment in the chat about like someone saying, you know, it all comes down to no one saying like, I'm throwing this game. I would say the only reason I haven't said like publicly in a game at any point in time that I'm inting or I'm throwing when I die is because I don't want to clog communications
yeah,
while my
I've
teammates
gone
are
I'm-
alive. Otherwise,
I've gone
like, I'm a
I'm
league
ass-
player. Every
I'm
time I
muted
die in
and
League of
gone
Legends,
I'm
which is a
ass.
lot, I say I'm inting, or I inted, or I trolled.
Yeah, I say the same shit too. I
But
whiff an op shot and I go, I'm
thank
trolling. I'm
you.
trolling.
I just didn't put that shit in writing, and I didn't
And-
say it ever because I was like, "Fuck, there's 3 people left. I don't want to start yelling about how I'm
Yeah.
inting in a
Plus-
fucking
and it's
combine."
and it's also
Plus,
it was
you might get
I have
a guy like Dewey fan who takes a screenshot of it and then sits
No,
on
it
it
was
for
toast.
fucking
It was
3
toast.
weeks.
It was
Okay,
toast. It was
whatever.
toast. Let's not say Dewey.
I'm just
when it was
I'm
toast.
just doing it to get Dewey a little heated.
So-
here,
so
but
my
sit
thing
on
was-
sit on it for 3 weeks to only bring it up.
I have
after
a
you beat
mute
the
button
game.
for that reason, so I can go. You guys didn't hear it, but I just said "fuck, I'm ass." So that's one of the upsides to it is I make sure if people are still alive and I just go and I just push something I shouldn't have, or I whiff a shot, I just go "fuck, I'm ass," muted.
Yeah, but
So-
see, this is what I'm going to say, and you all should be able to attest to this because this is the case in combines. You're solo queuing in combines. It's not like you're queued with your 5 stack. So
God,
you're
I wish we
playing-
could
You're
shit on some
playing-
DEs real quick.
You're playing like a solo pug, right? And me
Run 5
messaging
deep on combines. would be
messaging
wild.
a friend because she's also in a combine, and I go, man, I'm throwing like I'm playing like shit. I'm throwing like holy moly, like.
when you're
How is
in
it-
that spectator screen for a minute and 30 seconds and you got that second monitor open to Discord, you're just
Like-
like, man,
Man,
this
I'm
is-
It's just,
I don't want to look at what's happening. So you look at something else. I don't know.
first of all, Dewey, this was in the middle of a match. If you look at the timestamps, it is in the middle of the match. The timestamp of the
I have that
screenshot
screenshot
was
until
12.
that night
was,
for the
was
record.
12,
I've said it multiple times.
Was
Yeah.
was 12:29, and then the match that was queued on the ancient game was 12:11.
So, like
Well, there
Jeff
was
just said, and it's
20
something I know
minutes.
for sure because it shows like the
I know, I see.
date and not the exact time of when it was said. It might show the time, but it does show the date, which means
shows
it
the
was a
time.
screenshot that was taken on the night of February 20th. That incident, it was taken then. It was not something he sat on. He probably yes, he didn't delete the message, but I mean, I have fucking
I
DMs from
wouldn't
3
delete the
years
message
ago.
either. I know. I was no. I totally see what Jeff's saying.
No, I don't
I
think
think
that.
you were
I
just
don't
trying
think
to
he-
troll Milk.
I
I
was
don't
just
think-
I was just stirring. I was mainly just trying to get a reaction out of Dewey. But
I know that it wasn't. I know that it wasn't sat on either, and that's why I've never said that it was.
Yeah.
Milky's just
But-
trying to stir
But
the pot.
I think what it
I
really
apologize
cooks,
for trolling.
what it really cooks up to be is like, oh man, I don't know. All I'm gonna say, because this is really not gonna get me in any trouble, is that because we've all had our anonymous sources, is that I know that if we would have lost, it would have been 1,000 times worse. That's all I'm gonna say. In terms of the repercussions of the game itself, it was going to be 1,000 times worse. And that's all because people have a personal agenda against me and against Colty because of a decision that was made before. And in my opinion, that's just like pussy shit. Like, we're all supposed to be men. We were all friends at the end of the day before. And to pull it, especially, like, I know that you didn't get it the night of, Jeff, and I know that. But it's like, there's a line that's crossed. And if that's like, you can cross the line because you already did. But I don't know. I just feel like it's just insane to me that this all is because of a fucking personal bias against me. And then also, it's whatever. If I had to be the villain, which we already talked about in the beginning of the season, that was the way it's going to go. Then the only
It's
thing I'll
turned
say
into
here,
the
Jeff.
February 20th incident again.
The
Please,
one thing
no.
I'll say, Jeff. No. It's not going to turn into an incident because Jeff and I, because of the incident, we haven't spoke, and he's in the chat, so I'll give him my piece. I apologize for the way that I responded to the initial message of the GGs. Was it a petty thing on my part? Yes. But to say that both sides of the coin was not what should have happened, and we were both in the wrong. I cut it, and my teammates didn't, and I apologize for that. And we've already had our internal reprimandings. But to have that push to the edge of taking something out of context is just ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Jeff, I understand. I hope you kick my ass this season, but you know what I mean. Okay? You know what I meant in my hearts of hearts when I meant that. Okay? Because we were friends at one point. And
Well,
you
this
know,
brought Sam Darnold the way he's seeing ghosts.
I'm just saying that for you to sit here
He's
and
fighting
you
an
say
invisible enemy.
that you're just telling me that you think that that's not what I meant, like in the most wholehearted way.
Mick.
Well, Jeff,
Fuck you, Kigu. You just mad that I'm taking over your role as yapper, brother.
I appreciate the sentiment, Jeff, but at this point, the damage is already done, and both of us have done it. Okay, and we both said what we said, and I just think
Who let
that
Kiagu in here? Who the
both
fuck
of
let
us
this man in here?
cross the line, and one of us is getting,
Nah, I got beef with Kigu.
but
Mods, remove his penis.
Hang him up, tie him by his balls.
anyway, at the end of the day,
Mods,
I'm
spin him
appealing
around in
it.
a chair really fast.
At the end of the day, I'm appealing it, and we'll just have to see, what happens on their side.
Fucking
if it really-
what? All of the fucking
Yo,
contender team for UPS is here. What the fuck?
I'm actually
Jackson?
with Cloud Zeno on this one though. If everybody just gets a match day ban, then
Yeah,
what do
just
we do?
reschedule match day to Thursday.
Exactly. You know what I mean? What do we do here?
Ban all podcasters and guests. That seems like a poor take. I'm actually just a guest host, just for the record. I should
He's
not
only
be
here to
included in
cover
that.
for. He's only here to cover for the fucking
For-
furry.
Yeah, for Redacted. So I think, maybe just give Redacted another one instead of me. Obviously, I'm innocent. Production had some words for that.
Production had some words for the furry comment.
Anyway, I think we're closing it up
Spidey
shop right
said-
about now, right?
Spidey
gentlemen?
said, "If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit." In this case, the glove did fit. GG.
I mean,
You're really gonna pull out that legal defense, renowned for how how
shit
great
it
that was at
was.
the time.
Somebody said we pulled out the Johnny Cochran defense at the top of the broadcast, word for word. Apparently,
all I'm gonna say,
I was just giving a statement by my lawyers. All right, I read my statement. We did the thing.
is that what was I gonna say? I'm having a brain fart.
Nice.
Holy shit, man! I'm literally having an ADHD moment.
Like I
right
said,
now.
we have like 5 to 10 minutes, so we're gonna allow for like a couple more questions if we want to have it. Don't know if we'll have any more questions. Once again, we're not
I don't think
talking
there's
about the
much more to
contents
talk
of the
about,
ticket.
really.
No, it doesn't feel like it. But also, we did just get some new people in, so if they have questions,
Not. I can't even say it.
Jeff, and I understand. That's all I'm gonna say. And I felt like I apologized, but I didn't do it in the way that I should have. That's what I'll leave it at.
Slurpee, he is at this moment banned for the rest of the season.
Am I able to post links in the chat, or will that get me
Recruit
in
chat?
the in the
No,
in
you
the
cannot.
the weekly
They-
recruit YouTube chat?
Oh, the weekly recruit chat? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
but,
Cool. This is just for whoever said if you want UPS, you suck. Sorry.
I do know for the first time they got angry at me posting links in recruit.
Yeah, I saw that. I watched that happen
Fucking
live.
Mecca.
Oops,
I was
my
like, oh
bad.
shit, the cops have showed up. They're finally shutting this shit down. Because never once have we had a problem posting the YouTube videos, but like that night, Mecca said, "Fuck y'all, get your shit out of here."
Well, Mega actually deleted it and then showed us where to post it. So it wasn't
Yeah.
like they,
Yeah. No, it
you
wasn't
know
like
what I
he
mean? Well, it wasn't like he's like, oh fuck you guys. It was
No,
more
it
like,
was
we
like,
didn't
hey,
post
get
a
this
link,
shit
would we
out
be
of
able
here
to say
'cause
that?
it's not.
well,
I mean,
no,
maybe.
it was more
If
If
like
we don't
don't
post that,
link,
hey, the
maybe.
weekly recruit just went live. That's
Yeah.
like just a
Yeah,
sentence.
that's probably
That's
the
not,
better thing.
That's
yeah,
probably
probably
what
the
the
you,
motion.
the
you
link.
could
I think the
probably
link
say
was
that,
what
but
fucked us.
linking it, yeah, and then he did the
He
absolutely
did the
correct
right
thing.
thing,
He just
and I'm
said,
not angry at
put
him.
it here,
Yeah,
self-advertising,
yeah.
which is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
what it should be, right? So,
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
shout out to Mecca. He definitely could have fucked us, and he didn't. Shout out. Next, Noah gonna be on AVI next season or not, or don't know yet. As far as I know, I don't know yet. I do
I
know. I just
probably will
checked.
not be playing.
I just checked. He is not even. He's listed as Lost Bird and Nest alumni in AVI. Bro,
Well,
I
just
pulled up
told you-
Analytical to check, and I was so fucking depressed.
Well, I just told you I probably
Mhm.
won't be playing next season. So I mean, and that has nothing to do with what happened tonight. It's just or not tonight, but like today. Yeah, I probably won't play. Like this was like, the season to do it. Because we have a really good team, and I'm playing with all my friends. There's a lot of good competition, and felt like it was going to be a really competitive season. And then this happens. I mean, of course, I don't know how the appeal process is going to work because I've never had to do that. But like, who knows? It could take, all the way till postseason, and it's like, I don't even think it's fair for me to play at that point because now the new team has played 5 match days together. So like, who am I to jump in and be like, well, thanks for keeping my spot warm? Like I feel like an asshole. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't want to take that away from someone that earned it. Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, that fifth player, that whoever they pick up, is someone that has earned their spot, has practiced with the team, things like that. So like I wouldn't want to take that away. And I'm probably not. I wasn't planning on playing next season regardless. And this just kind of cooks it up even more. It's like if this is the way that stuff is handled, then
Rip the boy.
we'll have to see. Also, I get my starting the new job here, and I don't think I'd even have the time anyway.
Free the homie. He ain't do nothing wrong.
Wait, you're starting a new you're no longer Noah from Target?
I'm no longer Noah from Target.
What the fuck?
He's now Noah from Redacted,
The-
Redacted,
I'm
Redacted,
now
Redacted.
I'm now Noah,
Noah
from
Please Don't Dox.
from logistics company.
Noah from Please Don't Dox Me.
Yeah, it's like straight up like Monday through Friday, Jackson.
So
Like
if
big
that's
boy.
all,
Chat seems to have stopped.
it does
I
seem
think
to have
we're-
stopped.
Yeah, I think we're at a good.
I don't
good
know
point.
if Noah will be answering questions in general. If people have that, I don't think he will. I'm not his lawyer though,
Probably not.
so no, do whatever the fuck Noah wants to.
Probably
Noah,
not. If you have questions, if you do, like, because I mean, I've already had everyone come out of the woodworks today.
Send them to his attorney first.
So, DM me.
Yeah, Shane's his attorney, by the way. Send him to Shane.
For legal purposes, I have to say I don't have a law degree, but otherwise, yeah.
And Shane will forward them to the Noah's office.
Yeah, I'm not about to get Suits in here, dude. Spoiler alert for Suits.
Dude, I love Suits. That's where my appeals hole is coming from.
He just straight up copy and pasted a fucking line from Suits and said, "Yep, that's my appeal." That being said, I'm
Yes.
not sure if they're reverting any decisions. But
Well, it hasn't even started yet. So.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's not gonna be for a little while.
Yeah.
that being said, thank you guys for showing up. I guess this has been a stressful ass day. See you guys Thursday.